Welcome back to another Beyond the Diamond video. This time I'm joined by two new coaches on the coaching staff this year, Coach Mac and Coach KC. I'll let them get started about telling them about your player career and your coaching career so far.
Yeah, so I started my playing career at Onondaga Community College in Syracuse, where I pitched there for 2 years. And then I moved on to SUNY Brockport out in Western New York, where I was fortunate enough to play there for 3 years. And that's ultimately where I got started in my coaching journey. I transitioned to pitching coach there right out of college, where I was the pitching coach for 4 years and handled a lot of the recruiting before ultimately ending up here at Cornell.
Nice. Coach Mac?
Yeah, so I played 4 years undergrad at Quinnipiac University in Connecticut, and then I was fortunate enough to receive a 5th year of eligibility through COVID. And I played my 5th year at George Washington University in Washington, D.C. And now into coaching, 2 years removed from that 5th year, so first year here at Cornell, it's been a blast so far, and kind of really excited to get to the spring.
Awesome. Now, like I said, you guys are new to the coaching staff this year. What is one memory you guys have so far that kind of sticks out to you guys here so far in the first fall?
Yeah, first thing that sticks out to me was probably the red and white weekend. It was good to see our guys go head to head and battle it out, but it was also great to meet some friends and family of the program. Obviously, being new here, putting some faces to names and getting to meet players' families and seeing everyone come together as a group was my favorite memory so far.
For me, I would say my favorite memory has been the Coach Ford ceremony. We had a ceremony later after during the parent weekend where we honored Coach Ford, and it was our first experience kind of learning about him being retired last year. So just kind of really felt his impact on Cornell baseball and really kind of immersed ourselves in the culture completely, and kind of using that energy for us this year is going to be huge. So I feel like that for me was kind of hit home the best. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, you guys are getting into coaching. A lot of times coaches have mentors. Did you guys have any mentors growing up that kind of made you realize you wanted to get into coaching past your playing career? And what about them do you hope to kind of replicate here?
Yeah, going back as far as I can remember, I've been fortunate enough to have plenty of good coaches, playing soccer, basketball, baseball. There might not be decent. There might not be one guy that sticks out in particular, but just trying to take bits and pieces from every experience that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
Being at a Division III school before this, I was interacting with a lot of the different sports programs there.
Mm-hmm.
I spent time with the ice hockey team. I spent time with women's gymnastics, men's and women's basketball. So really just being surrounded by a variety of different cultures and teams, I've been able to kind of pick and choose bits from each of the coaches that I've been around.
Awesome. Coach Mac?
I do agree with that. I think also been very fortunate enough to be around so many great guys. But I think for me, one guy that sticks out in particular is his name's Tom Monfiletto. He was my high school coach. I went to high school at the Hunt School of Princeton and back in New Jersey. And I think the biggest thing for me was just kind of seeing the impact that you can make as a head coach just with a large locker room of guys, right? Like if there's 30 to 20 to 30 guys in a locker room, being that head figure and having the impact to be able to change so many lives in that role just kind of hit home to me, and I feel like I got that bug in me like at an early age where you can impact so many lives in 1 year, and every year changes so much to where the locker room just changes. Obviously guys are leaving, new guys come in, but the ability to leave that long-lasting impact, I still talk to him to this day, where he's essentially like one of my best friends, but also one of the biggest mentors in my life, and I just value that so much that it makes me want to do that with the future generation of players and people at the end of the day. So
awesome. And kind of related to that question, it sounds like these coaches kind of instill some values in you guys. So what do you want to teach, or what can you teach athletes, specifically our team, outside of the game of baseball? What do you think you could bring to the table on that side?
Yeah, I think it's trying to instill good values, like you said, good daily habits. I think everyone who's going to be leaving here after their 4 years is going to be going on to some sort of job, career, some different industry where you're hoping that the values and the lessons that the game of baseball can teach you can transition them into their working life.
Absolutely.
So I think for me, I'm trying to teach good habits, good routines, and a solid work ethic, because ultimately I think that's what will transfer the most into the real world.
Awesome. Coach Mac?
Yeah, I think for me it's two things when I think being a good person obviously translates to anything you do in life, but also dealing with adversity. Obviously that's a major part of our game now, but different forms of adversity are only going to increase as we go through life outside of baseball. So kind of being there for guys when they're going through it on the baseball field and in the classroom, and kind of being that even-keeled energy for them to be able to stay on the course and work through the times of adversity, and all those habits bring that into the real world and hopefully get them to where they want to be as human beings. And all that kind of stems from being a good person as well. So those are two things for me.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time. Thank you guys for watching. Happy holidays, and hopefully we can see you out in the spring. And go Big Red.
Go Big Red, baby.
Yeah, let's go.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.